There were many times in my life where, in working with my kids, music was a major part of ministering to them, but I can give you one specific example. That was between my oldest son and myself, Joshua, where Josh went 2 years ago to enroll in the ROTC program, and part of his experience was to go to Fort Knox in Kentucky. And part of that experience was to do some field training exercises, and while doing that exercise, there was a young gal. She happened to be struck by lightning, and Josh was close by, and it impacted him, not physically, but emotionally, to lose this person on the field. She died from the lightning strike. I wrote him a letter, and it was an 8-page letter, but it had one of his favorite songs that I found on the internet and wrote the words to, and it was about getting back up again. It makes me break up even thinking about it, because it was so important for him at that time to realize that God could undergird him, God could take care of him. And it was about him getting back up again, not under his power, but under the power of God and his relationship with Jesus, that he could get through what was ahead of him. I'm eternally grateful he got back up again. He's been commissioned as a second lieutenant in the Army. He serves his country, but most of all, he models Jesus.
What people don't realize is your daily job's a missions field. The hardest missions field is the one with your neighbor. What I like with Way FM is when they try to connect with you, it's it's more of on a spiritual basis, but as well as just as being human in everyday life. You know, they admit, we're not perfect, and people forget that, and especially within missions, because a lot of time people think, well, I'm a believer, I can't, I gotta be perfect. No. And what's nice about Way FM is when they connect to you, it's not the whole, oh, you do this, we're gonna have to step away from it. We're gonna, let's talk about it. Let's discuss your point of view. Let's see what God says biblically.
I think one of the exciting things about the times that we live in today is the different ways that we have the opportunity to touch people. Maybe that's one of the reasons why it's called The Way. But you can take media like Pandora and media like Sirius Radio, XM Radio, and realize that radio in and of itself, AM, FM, have withstood the times, and even to this day have a broader listenership than Pandora does. And so the opportunity that comes with that for the person who can see what their investment can do for the person who needs to hear it tomorrow. I appreciate the way Way FM has gone about these multimedia apps and putting their music into the hands of tomorrow's people.